All right, so good morning. We are going to jump straight into sharing why this overview or this information is so exciting for Katie and for Samantha. Now, before I start, I might just quickly ask if any of the girls would like to share their stories. Katie or Samantha, would any of you want to just share quickly? I know we've mentioned a few things on why this is exciting for you ladies.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Sam, do you want to?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'll try to be short because I have such a long thing, but I'll try to be quick. So I really believe that I've been led to this because of Levi's epilepsy. And when I got into the research, I could not believe the trail that led me here and all the research to support it. And then just to start seeing the things that are happening in my family, like what I mentioned with my daughter now doing the math twice as fast with better scores, and my husband already having his, scalp clear up, and I'm not having brain fog. So I'm like, it's amazing to me. And I have run this through so many, because I'm always such a skeptic. Like I ran it through 5 of my own friends who are medical professionals, and every single one of them was supportive once they saw the research, and some of them are already using this stuff. So I don't know. I'm so excited. It's just amazing.
Thank you, Katie. And I know we met online as friends on Facebook, and hearing our stories with our boys, very similar with going through epilepsy and just the journey we've been on, has really brought me closer to my heart as to how many families out there are just like mine and going through the similar things. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm really passionate about sharing this information, because we know that right now, everyone has got something going on in their life, whether it's just brain fog, whether it's something more serious, and whether finances even. Like for me, my family finances was a massive challenge at the time. So we joined Lifevantage as a family. I started my family on the products because of my husband. He was struggling with a lot of brain fog. His past experience was agriculture, so working with DDT, Roundup, all those things was a daily occurrence. And over time, that affected his body. He struggled with sleep, he struggled with motivation, anxiety, lots of different things, and mood. And then my son would not sleep through the night as a baby. And as he grew up, we learned that he had a lot of difficulties with learning at school, focusing and concentrating, and also just being able to cognitively function well to achieve his schoolwork. And so I was always on the lookout for what can I do to help my family? What things can we change? We changed our diet, we changed our lifestyle, took out a lot of toxins out of our household. And it wasn't until a friend of mine started talking about oxidative stress where I realized that all these things were linked, because oxidative stress is something we're all impacted by. It's basically when our bodies are overloaded by free radicals and they're not able to have that balance in the body. And we know when the balance is out, everything doesn't work. So this information that she shared with me, it changed the direction of my family's life. We started on the products. My husband started going through a detox, which was really important for his body to function well. Then he started sleeping better. Now, sleep in our household was just something we never heard of. We don't know what sleep was like. So to have a family that was sleeping through the night, that was massive, because it meant that everyone else was coping better at the day. And my son started learning better at school. His concentration improved. He went from just reading words to actually reading sentences. This was over 5 years ago. 4 years ago, I decided to partner with the company because of the direction that my family was going. I had family, friends, people around me, all struggling with the same issues, and they were all looking for options. And rather than just referring them to my friend who could help them, I decided to take it on board on myself to actually go out and reach out to them and tell them about it and educate them. So as an educator, I have been passionately sharing how the journey of my family's been. My son developed epilepsy when he was 6. So we weren't expecting massive results on that, because they say, it's just something that medication can help for. but there's not really any known natural stuff that can help, right? And being a mum who was passionate about learning how the body functions, I decided to trial him on the products for that reason. And that's when his brain started functioning better, his sleep started to improve. And we introduced another product called Nrf1, which I'll talk about today as well. And it's about the mitochondria. And mitochondria dysfunction in the cells are directly linked to epilepsy. So for me, it was a no-brainer to put him on that. Now, I know that no one can claim to treat, cure, and prevent with their health on natural things. That's not possible because only medication has studies on sick people. But we do know that when the body is functioning well and it's supported well, we get results. And so my son, being on both the products, which I'll talk about tonight, improved. His sleeping improved, his learning improved, and about a year into the products, he stopped having seizures. So we've been seizure-free for 2.5 years now, and for me, that's huge. It means that our whole family's direction on supporting his critical health has changed into now supporting his overall health and helping him function in an environment that is not good for us, because we know that everything around us affects us, but we can actually ultimately function because we have products that support our body. So I'm going to share a presentation with you ladies. I'll be quick and go through it, and we can ask questions at the end. But I know that each of you jumping on tonight, you were invited because either one, you have a friend who really cares, or two, we met online. Maddie, I'm so glad you could make it. And this is just a part of my journey. So I hope that you take this information, learn. If it's just to learn tonight, you've learned something new. If it is that you think of people, then we need to talk about how this can be a part of your life. This journey for me has changed me into being a better mum, a better wife, a better person, and not just because of the products, but the development in myself with the business. I have become a more focused parent, a more focused wife, and a more focused present friend to my friends. Can you guys hear that in the background? No? Okay, that's all right. It's really noisy here. So oxidative stress is something we're going to talk about tonight because it impacts us all. So what is oxidative stress? It's when free radicals bombard our cells and they start to break down every single cell and tissue in the body. So as you can see, when we have oxidative stress, it's actually linked to high, problems in our health, our skin, our arteries, our organs, brain, everything is impacted by the cells breaking down. So how does free radicals come into our life? It's actually through the food we eat, through the toxins we have in our water and on our food. It's the stress. So stress is something that everyone has been struggling with over the past few years, but over the last 1.5 years, it's been a massive thing for most people because the fear that we all have, or that is being, put on us, is actually impacting our health. And so all these things create free radicals. And as our body is overloaded by free radicals, we start to break down, the cells break down. So we know that thousands and thousands of liters or air is being breathed, and all our air has been sprayed with chemicals and has a lot of toxin exposure in our air these days. Pesticides, that is, something that a lot of people, even though they don't realize it, but most of our food has been sprayed with a lot of pesticides. So that's another way that we are bombarded with toxins. A baby, when they measure a baby's umbilical cord, they find that there's over 200 different toxins in the umbilical cord already. So we know that children from birth are exposed to high toxins. And of course, it shows up as anxiety, lack of focus, poor sleep, irritability, sickness, behavioral issues, poor grades. These are all things that, come over time, but it impacts all of us in different ways. And then, of course, EMFs, that's something that everyone is impacted by because everyone's got a phone, right? So with having a phone, most people, are exposed to that toxins that will affect our sleep, it'll affect our brain, it'll affect a lot of different things in our body. So how can you reduce it? Direct antioxidants is a 1-to-1 ratio. So one antioxidant to one free radical is how we combat, all these buildup of free radicals. But antioxidants by themselves as food is not enough. So we know that we can eat a really healthy diet. It will not take away all the free radicals we have in our life because it's just not enough. We have trillions of free radicals in our body. So another way that we can reduce it is actually by switching on a pathway in the body called Nrf1. This pathway is in every single cell. It's actually been designed by God to flip that switch, to turn on that pathway of healing, of detoxing, of looking after ourselves. But as we age, it turns off. So by the age of 20, it actually turns off. But unfortunately, because of everyone's diets and things, even younger children are not having this pathway switched on properly. So the only way to turn it back on is through food and through the diet. And most people's diet just is not enough. So when you turn it on, it turns on a million antioxidants every second that it's active. So it's a lot more powerful than just supplementation or food. Because it's the body doing what it needs to do. So Lifevantage, there was no solution to effectively lower our oxidative stress until we found a way to switch this pathway back on again. So no amounts of food, vegetables, vitamins, special potions can actually reduce and protect our body against oxidative stress and free radical damage as what Lifevantage have found. So what does the world say about Nrf1? It may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So Protandim Synergizer is the Nrf2 activator that we have developed. This is the product that I put my family first on. Now, it is proven 100% of the time that it lowers oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, which is massive. It's the most powerful reducer of oxidative stress that is on the market till today. And it's been over 15 years that this product has been around. It supports the natural cell repair and rejuvenation process. And the exciting part for me was, as a family, the ingredients, they're all well-known ingredients. They're natural, they work well on their own, but it was actually in the synergy of them together that made this so powerful. So when I first saw this, I was like, why have I never heard of this? If this was something that was really important for my health, why have I never heard of this? And it simply is because it takes time to get the information out there. Once research comes out, Nrf2 was only discovered in 1994. The first study was in 2004. So you can imagine how long it's taken for them to develop a product, to find something that switches this pathway on 100% of the time. And it's like targeting a cell pathway with one little switch. And this is your switch, it's that little tablet. So what can happen with uncontrolled oxidative stress? If you look at basically every single part of the body, there's now been over 200,000 studies done on what impact oxidative stress has on the body. And you can look that up on pubmed.gov, which is where people go for research. And you can see that every single system in the body can be impacted by high levels of oxidative stress. So that is why some people have more, for instance, heart disease in the family compared to cancer, or, struggle with more sleep issues than aches and pains and arthritis, because, every system is impacted differently by oxidative stress. And so I looked at that whole range when I first saw that picture, and I realized that a lot of my friends with their issues could be linked back to oxidative stress. And so that's probably one of the biggest reasons I started sharing with them. What I loved about our products was that we had the research to back it. So not only was it just a little blue bottle with 5 ingredients in a tablet, it actually had over 27 studies done on PubMed, which is the National Institute Library where gold and standard research is published. So it's peer reviewed before it's published, and not many natural supplements actually published peer-reviewed studies on this website. So if you take supplements right now, you can go look up on PubMed and see what studies there are that looks after the products that you are taking. But we found that there, with the studies, American Heart Association, Skin Cancer Foundation, a lot of well-known institutes did their own independent research, which to me was really, really impressive. As a mum looking for things for my family, I didn't know where to look. And I was actually ordering a lot of high quality supplements online, but I'd never actually looked at this research behind that specific synergy of, you know, supplements that we were taking. So to find that there was actually research to back it really impressed me a lot. So Nrf1, we have these gene pathways. So we're flipping this switch. It's actually a genetic switch that we're flipping, and they are triggered by diet. So we call that nutrigenomics, how nutrition affects the genes and the gene expressions. And so when we look at flipping the switch, there's another switch that's really important, and it's the Nrf1 switch. So this is another switch in the cell, and it looks after the engine of that cell. So I mentioned before that my son went on both these products for that reason, that we could actually see a massive difference in his mitochondria dysfunctioning for him to actually be struggling with these issues. So I know as I went through this journey, the more I learned about epilepsy, I also learned that a lot of other issues are directly linked to mitochondrial dysfunction. You know, it gives 95% of our energy. So it's the engine of the cell. So if you're looking at our body as a vehicle, the rust in our body is where the Nrf2 will help. So on a car, that rust, eventually the car stops because of all the rust. So that would be the same as what oxidative stress is. The engine of the vehicle, that is what your mitochondria is. So in your cells, you have these little engines that create energy for the body, creates the power, 95% of the power. It also looks after the metabolism. So a lot of the times when people go on Nrf1, they find their metabolism kickstarting if it was dysfunctioning due to mitochondria not functioning well. And as we boost the mitochondria, we have more energy. We also can detox quicker. And there's lots of different reasons why these two together, they talk to each other. So I've seen quicker results with people. For my husband, he came home about, he works away. So when he came home, he just said all of a sudden he's starting to lose weight. He was at work working just normally, diet, nothing changed. And he lost about 14 kilos over 2 months. But then that's not the case for me because my mitochondria is not the reason my weight is an issue. So everyone's body is different. And that's what I love showing people is we're flipping blueprint switches in your body. So your body can do what it does and what it's meant to do. And that means you can actually function better. The third product that we talk about is sirtuins or NAD. If you've not heard of NAD before, it's basically supports healthy longevity, autophagy, which is removing the cell waste, improves mental focus and concentration, but it's like the CEO of your cell or the computer of your car. So your computer in the car tells everything where to do, what to do, how to do it. That is what the sirtuins or the NAD in your body does. So when that dysfunctions or when it lowers down, we see a difference in mood and motivation, mental and physical energy, body's healthy inflammatory responses, cholesterol levels, heart, all these things are connected to your NAD and your sirtuin activity. And as we age, it declines. So we can actually switch that on by, again, 4 natural ingredients and help boost all of your sirtuins and your NAD, which means you're functioning better overall. So when we talk about flipping switches, you know, it's a complex thing, but it's really exciting because everyone has them, everyone has switches, and we're using natural compounds to flip these switches. So your energy switch, you're flipping your rust switch, so basically protecting your body from rust. And also you're supporting the computer pathways and functions to function well. But we know that the 3 together are way more powerful than on their own, but it depends on where you come in. So depending on your health and your body, the Synergizer addresses different theories to aging, different issues in the cell that may be dysfunctioning. But I tell people, come in where you can afford it and where you'd like to come in. So if you want to just do the dual synergizer, which is the Nrf1 and 2, they talk to each other, and I've seen amazing results with just the 2, but I've also seen really great results with 3. So it really is depending on what suits you. Now, we spoke about Axio in the beginning, about how amazing this drink is. Our company, look, all our products are clean, they're natural, they do not have any of the nasty chemicals, sweeteners, or anything that is really bad for us. We put natural ingredients together and science and find ways to support our functioning body. And so this is your brain function drink. 1 a day kicks the neurons pathways, they support neurofunction. It supports learning for children. I know my boys love using it for learning, but also actually boosts your physical and mental energy as well. So we have a video that I can share with you on how Dr. Fannin, who is a neurosurgeon, was working with a boy with ADD, and you can see his brain waves and how he changed within 14 days of starting Nrf1, Nrf2, and Axio, and his brain function improved dramatically. And because of that, we have over 2,000 medical scientists. For this reason, that we have this research and the science to back the products that we actually share. So it doesn't stop with the little yellow activator. It actually takes us into a whole range of products. Our whole focus is flipping switches. So all the products we have not only just work really well and are really nice and clean, but they actually look at healing the body, going deep into the cells, supporting the function of the body. Even our beauty serum, our soothing balm, body rub, they're CBD Nrf2 infused. So that's pretty exciting when you think about what is on the market today. There is nothing that can flip the switches like our products do, with the science to back it. So 2 ways to get started. Become a customer, love the products, enjoy the products. You can either do monthly orders or you can just do a once-off order. There's no joining fees, there's no cancel fees, which I love. The fact that you can do this anytime is how I support my clients. But I know that people, when they do start it, I recommend when the internal products, at least 1 month for every decade of their life, if they're healthy. If they're not, their body needs time to heal and time to reverse. And so it may take a few months to see the big results that you're hoping for. But as you go through that, your nails will start growing better, your hair grows better. For me, brain fog was a massive thing after having 3 children. And I saw a massive change in my cognitive thinking, my way to process things. I actually had undiagnosed ADHD, where I'm finding now I can sit down and work all day and actually enjoy what I do without being caught up in my brain as to what the processes were. Or you can look at this as an option to share with people. Now, we have two different ways of doing that. Some people just love sharing the customer link and they can refer people and get a discount, or they can look at how this will change the direction of their family by helping other families. So Lifevantage is a company, have been around for over 10 years, and we are still in momentum phase. We have not hit the lid. So, you know, a lot of companies out there, you may know some distributors of different companies, and they're everywhere. You know, certain companies have just been here for a very long time, and most people have heard of it. So the market is a lot smaller for you to share that information with people. But what I love about Lifevantage is we are NASDAQ traded. We have the most amazing recognition on NASDAQ. We rang the closing bell. We have Erin Brockovich on the board of directors. So the validation behind who we are as a network marketing company, we're the 3rd highest paying company in the whole industry, and it really shows. So when you look at different options to where this may suit you, you know, everyone comes at a different level. We have a system in play. We have all the business and the support that you need to build and share with people. But what I love most is actually seeing the results of people sharing and loving a product that is actually making a difference in their family. So the business may not be for you, but I want you just to quickly have a look at this little summary. As a NASDAQ company, we have to put out our earnings. And to do that, we actually share different areas as to where people may come in on. I have distributors who literally just want to pay their products, because for them, being able to pay their products and help them, a few of their family members, is really something that inspires them and encourages them. And so that is where Pro 3 level, which is a really achievable rank, gives you enough money to pay your products for your family and maybe a bit of leftover as well. Then you look at Pro 5. Pro 5 changes the direction of your life. So you can imagine most families will be directly impacted by a $3,000 check every month. All through COVID last year, even with everyone being in this fear mode or not sure what to do, my business actually never went down. It never changed. My income, even though we didn't grow massively last year because everyone just paused for a moment, most of my team are not online. I am now really excited to have some online team because we know that sharing with people all around the world is definitely something that everyone needs to be doing. So a $3,000 check has changed my family's life. My goal is Pro 6 next month and Pro 7 by the end of the month. Oh, sorry, my screen's just paused. But as you all know, that every little level, every little bit makes a difference in our family. What's good about this is leveraged income. Leveraged income means you work hard, you support, you love what you do, you grow personally, you grow other people's lives, you help invest into their life, you support them in their journey, and that is when you will grow. So why Lifevantage? The company is headquartered in Utah. We have incredible people on the board of directors like Erin Brockovich. We are debt-free. We've been around, our CEO and CSO have had over 50 years experience. We've been here for over 10 years, which means the company is a legacy company. It means they're going to be around for a very long time. Usually in the first 10 years, most companies don't make it if they're not going to make it. So being more than 10 years is really, really important. And having that product that disrupts the whole industry. We have a industry creating product. You know, we have our own segment in the industry. So one thing I really highlight is Uber, Airbnb, Instagram. Those three are just apps, but they provide a way for people to earn an income, right? So they've just created an app. They don't give you a house. They don't give you a contract. All they do is provide a way for you to connect with people to earn an income, right? Well, Lifevantage has done the same thing. We have an app that has everything you need to build your business, all the conversations, the way to say it, the way to run, prompts you to share with people. And it's a simple way in a very short amount of time. If you just have an hour a day to spend on your business, to invest into your business, you can efficiently build your business doing that. So how do you become a distributor? Lifevantage has made it possible for people to be a distributor in a way that suits them. So we have two options, a Premier Pack and an Elite Pack. The Premier Pack comes with incredible products that you will trial as a family anyway. You will actually see the results of those products through using them. But the exciting thing with the Premier Pack is that as you use the products, you will see that there is a difference in your own family, and the commitment to your business is 1 bottle a month. So there's no push from us to tell you, you need to reach this rank and do this and do that. We actually support anyone at wherever they're ready to come in on. So I have people who buy these packs and experience the products and then just take time to launch their businesses. But there is also the Elite Pack, which means that people can actually start earning income and sharing the products and trialing all the products. Both are the same in the sense of your income is the same, your ability to earn the income is the same. The only difference is with the Elite Pack, you get all the trainings on the LBA, which we call a leadership training every month that you get a ticket for, and then global ticket as well. So there's a difference there, but not much. It depends on what you want to trial as well. So we have a system that will help you reach your first 1,000 in 60 days, and we will take you through that system and support as a team as well. But I want to thank you for jumping on. I know that your time is precious, just like anyone else's. But before I close, I'd love to just open up for questions. Does any of the information, I know that's an overload of information, does any of the information resonate with where you're going in life?
It does for me. I love that they put the average time in months for reaching the ranks. That's super exciting. And with all the online opportunity and people losing their jobs everywhere, it's like people need this opportunity, and to kind of know where you can get in an average amount of time, if you're willing to just put in like, what Sarah was teaching us, an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening is like your maximum amount of time that you would need to do, maximum. And most people like squeeze it into little 15-minute, and they keep prioritizing. Your family is first, then comes this. And it's like, yet they can still show you the average of where we can get in a certain number of months. That's just super exciting to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I love the fact, oh, sorry, Jess, did you want to say something?
Actually, I just wanted to thank you so much. I really appreciate it, but I have to jump off. I've already texted Samantha, and Gina, you're going to catch up later. Thank you very much.
Thank you for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Lovely to meet you.
Thanks a lot. You too.
Bye. Hey, Maddie. I'm just going to stop.